Right. Good morning. This special regular meeting of the Lone Star College System Board of Trustees is now called to order at 10:30 a.m. We'll now proceed with the Pledge of Allegiance, and I've asked Nicole Robinson Gauthier to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll do roll call. Trustee Saldivar is not yet present, but is on her way. Trustee Wilson. Thank you. Trustee Broussard is going to be absent today. Trustee Stoma.
I'm here.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Mesa will be virtual, not yet. Okay, so we'll get marked absent. Trustee Murillo. Thank you, Trustee Murillo. Trustee Vogt.
Here.
Thank you. Trustee Kane.
Here.
Thank you. Mike Sullivan, present. We do have a quorum. Chancellor Castillo, has notice for this meeting been posted?
Chairman, I certify that the notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the law.
Thank you, sir. We'll now move to public comment. Ms. Barnett, has anyone signed up to offer a public comment?
Yes, Chair, we have 4 public commenters in person and 1 online. Our first public commenter is Dylan Lutz.
Okay, please come up to the podium. Welcome. In accordance with board policy, each speaker is allowed to speak for up to 5 minutes. There is a timer on the podium with lights. When the light turns red, your time has expired. And please feel free to proceed, sir.
Good morning. Hello to the Board of Trustees and the Chancellor. Thank you for allowing for me to speak today. My name is Dylan Lutz, and I serve as an adjunct professor here at Lone Star College. I appreciate the opportunity to share my perspective and experiences with our emergency management systems. Lone Star College is at its core a family. So when we talk about safety, we mean that we need to protect every member of that family. Our family includes our students, our faculty, our staff, and our guests. I do want to recognize the safety measures, the very important safety measures that are already in place at Lone Star College, including our alert systems, our emergency procedures, and our communication design systems. That has shown a committed action to safety. But no matter the strength of a system, it can fall short, especially those with physical and communication barriers. On November 24th, under the threat of a tornado warning that ended up touching right outside the parking lot of the Sci-Fair campus, I had just finished completing teaching my classes and was still physically on campus. Because the emergency broadcast was only given through auditory means, I had no idea that a tornado warning was happening. I did not receive any of the texts or emails describing any safety procedures or what I should do during that moment. I only knew during the moment that something was happening because a student who had left my campus came back to class to tell me what to do and that emergency was happening. That moment was alarming for me. After the event, I did receive the all clear text alert, and upon arriving home, I received the notice that the text came through about the campus being closed for the rest of the day. That experience exposed how vulnerable our deaf and hard of hearing individuals are during moments of need and quick action. More broadly, most communication systems rely solely on sound. Not all instructions are provided in a visual, ASL, or accessible platform. For our deaf and hard of hearing family members, our staff and students and faculty, this creates moments of uncertainty. We don't know what to do, where to go, or how to stay safe during an emergent moment. And these concerns are not trivial, but directly impact our family members who depend on visual communication and cues. And national standards agree with these safety concerns. The National Association of the Deaf has a position statement on our emergency access and management systems that are supported by several federal laws, including Section 504 and 508 of the Rehabilitation Act, Title II of the American with Disabilities Act, Section 255 of the Communication Act, the 21st Century Communication and Video Act, and the Stafford Act. All of these laws require that equal access be provided for those who are deaf and hard of hearing in emergent situations. The emphasis is placed on visual alerts, access to emergency information, qualified interpreters, captioning, and the inclusion of deaf community members in emergency planning. In other words, accessibility is not an option. It is a legal and moral responsibility. I do want to be very clear that I'm not here to criticize. I am here because I deeply value Lone Star College. I value those who come here every day to work and study. We are a family, and family protects one another. So to do that, we have to improve our reliability and accessibility of our communication and emergency systems. That means including visual communication methods to ensure that information is received by all at the same time, providing ASL accessible training and materials, and providing backup systems that do not solely rely on sound. So I want to end and leave you with a question. How can we as a system collaborate and work together to ensure that every single Lone Star family member knows that their safety is prioritized and valued? How can we continue to provide a way to keep everyone safe? Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Ms. Barnett, if you call the next speaker, please.
Lael Lutz.
Good morning and welcome.
I'm good. Let me start. Hello, Board of Trustees and Chancellor. Thank you for allowing me to speak today. My name is Lael Mashan Lutz, and I'm a full-time professor of interpreting at Lone Star College Sci-Fair. So imagine, in the case that you just heard, imagine that you're a student on campus, and after using the restroom, as we all do, you're walking down the hall and you notice that it's eerily quiet and just empty. You see an alert light flashing, and you realize that an emergency must be happening, although it's unclear what that emergency may be. And you start walking toward the nearest exit. As you round the corner, you are met by an assailant with a weapon in your face. Now, imagine a different scenario where you are a professor who just finished teaching a class, and you stay in the classroom to wrap up some documentation that you're doing. You see the same alert light flashing, once again unaware of the nature of the emergency, and you decide to shelter in place. After a few minutes, you start to smell smoke and decide to leave the classroom. The doorknob is scalding hot, and you're too late. Lastly, imagine that you're a deaf professor. Having released your students for the day, you're gathering your things to leave when one of your students rushes back to your classroom and tries to gesture to you in their limited ability that you need to stay. Unbeknownst to you, a tornado has just touched down right next to your campus, but there were no alert lights, no notifications of any kind. This last scenario, as you've seen, is no longer a hypothetical thought experiment, but instead it's a terrifying reality which could have ended tragically. This highlights the immediate need for an overhaul of our emergency alert systems, especially as they relate to some of our most marginalized communities and populations on our campus, the deaf and deafblind communities. Lone Star College is my home. I began attending classes as a student in 1998 and began working part-time for the college in 1999. I've worked at all of the Lone Star colleges within our system. I was hired on as a full-time employee at Lone Star College Sci-Fair in 2003 when it opened. In my time working for the college, I've attended weddings, funerals, baby showers, and holiday gatherings at homes with my colleagues and students. When I was at death's door in 2004, it was my colleagues who ensured that I got to the hospital, and they visited with me for weeks. This includes the likes of our current Title IX coordinator, Karen Miner. I knew the chancellor was a kindred spirit when he made a Star Wars reference at a meeting since I bring my interns to Comic-Cons. Lone Star College is my family. While family may disagree on some issues, the one thing I think we can all agree upon is ensuring the safety of each other and our guests on campus. Our interpreter training program, I don't know if you're aware, but it's revered in the deaf community as a premier program. When hiring entities know that their job candidates are students and alumni of Lone Star College, they don't question their knowledge, ethics, professionalism, nor skills. Due to our esteemed reputation within the last year, we have had students who travel to us from Manville, Galveston, and we even had someone move from Lafayette, Louisiana. On our campuses, we have hard of hearing, deaf and deafblind, professors, staff, students, and community members. And we want to ensure that a college with such a highly regarded reputation protects the safety of the community our students are being taught to serve. Since the time I was a student and as an employee, I've brought my concerns of a lack of visual emergency alerts to the attention of many folks within our system. Many students and employees have done the same in my 27 years of being with Lone Star. My hope is that with the current slate of officials at the highest levels in our system, and with the fact that our chancellor has graciously mentioned often that he welcomes open communication from every level and person on our campuses, that we can move swiftly to remedy this imminent danger. Many of our community partners and school districts have implemented screen takeovers, multicolored light systems, text alerts, scrolling electronic banners in classrooms, and more. These benefit every people group, regardless of hearing status, as we all need redundancies built into our safety protocols. They would allow everyone on our campuses to know if they should evacuate or shelter in place. Given the recent tornado threat, as well as other real emergencies which have occurred on our campuses, how can we collaborate with each other and our community partners to be a system that people look to when looking for the gold standard of taking care of our own and our community? I look forward to brainstorming with you truly. I wish you and your families and our entire Lone Star College family a happy and safe holiday season. Thank you very much for your time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your comments. Ms. Barnett, next speaker, please.
Dr. John Bergdorf.
Thank you. And as you make your way to the podium, I'd like the record to reflect that Trustee Mesa is remote. If you'll wave that you can hear us, that's good. Great. Thank you. And Trustee Saldivar has joined us as well. Please proceed, sir.
Great. Thank you very much. Good morning. I am Dr. John Bergdorf, President of the American Federation of Teachers at Lone Star College. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you again today. In 1914, Henry Ford famously doubled the salary of assembly line workers at his company and decreased the standard workday from 9 hours to 8. It was a bold and expensive move that instantly made the Ford Motor Company an outlier among American businesses. Ford and his advisors took a gamble that improving pay and working conditions would help him recruit and retain workers, and that happier employees would be more productive. The gamble worked. From the company's point of view, production, sales, and profits boomed. From the workers' point of view, they finally had the ability to provide a good living for their families and still have some time to enjoy life. The lesson learned is that treating employees well in terms of pay and working conditions is a moral imperative, to be sure, but it is also good for business. And what's wrong with having both at the same time? Over the last few months, Lone Star College has been looking very intentionally at where we want to go as an institution for the next 5 years. The board has approved a new vision and mission statement. The chancellor has proposed a new strategic plan, and the college's leadership team has outlined key performance indicators, also known as KPIs, to make sure we're achieving those goals. There are so many aspects of the strategic plan that are worthy of lengthy discussion. Today, I want to highlight and endorse specific aspects that focus on employee pay and working conditions. Although what we do is very different from building cars, like Ford, our effectiveness in reaching our other goals depends on a stable and productive employee base. Under goal number 1, KPI number 5 says, and I quote, "We will pay every full-time employee at this institution a livable wage by fiscal year 2031, unquote. Livable wage is a well-defined term indicating a sufficient income to pay for adequate housing, food, transportation, and other bills. The Massachusetts Institute of Technology estimates that a livable wage for a family in Houston with 2 working adults and 2 children is about $44,000 a year. Lone Star College is already taking bold steps to achieve this KPI. As of this very month, the college is increasing the minimum salary for full-time Lone Star employees to $33,540 and the minimum hourly wage to $15.60. This first step represents an investment of $1.3 million. KPI number 6 under Goal 1 establishes what labor folks like me call a prevailing wage commitment. The college will research what other institutions of higher education across the region are paying their employees in order to determine an average across every possible job family. Then Lone Star will raise its pay scale to meet or exceed those prevailing averages by 2030. Both livable salaries and prevailing wages are noble and worthy goals. Historically, pay in education has tended to lag behind other professions, and a few efforts many years ago, to align Lone Star pay with other schools merely kept us ahead of the lowest paying colleges in the area. So we are grateful for these measures, these plans, and we would encourage the board and the administration to follow the example of Henry Ford and, as much as funding realities allow, strive for increases that shake up the industry. The Ford Motor Company recognized that working conditions matter too, and there are goals and KPIs associated with the college's new strategic plan that address working conditions as well. Under Goal 3, KPI 3 sets a target rate for promoting employees from within the institution. And KPI 5 calls for building clear leadership pipelines for advancement within the college. As is stated in the rationale for KPI 3, and I quote again, a healthy mobility rate signals a culture where employees see real career pathways inside the Lone Star College system, unquote. The union applauds the board and the administration for emphasizing employee pay and job conditions in the strategic plan. In so many ways, our college is already a testament to the premise that the success of an institution and the success of its employees go hand in hand. These new plans will move us forward. Thank you so much for your kind attention and best of wishes to you all for very happy holidays.
Thank you for your comment, sir. Ms. Barnett?
Guido Constantini.
Good morning.
Good morning, distinguished board members. My name is Guido Costantini. I'm the husband of Naoko Costantini. We're the owners of MetroClean. We are the cleaning company that has been here for the past 10 years to provide services to the university. As part of the item 10 today, when the board agenda came out, we had found out that we won't be here anymore, that it was awarded to another company. And we had some concerns. We've established a beautiful relationship with this campus. We have passed all your inspections. Our predecessors were not giving you what you needed, and you hired us to do that for you, and we did. We are a local company. We are in Houston, Texas. My wife and I started this when we were at school. We used to clean at night and to pay for our college. That was in 1991. We are now 1,200 employees here in Houston. We clean primarily K through 12 and college and universities. We were made for this campus, and we hope that you feel the same. The restrooms are clean, the hallways are good, your students are happy, and your faculty is happy. Upon finding out this information and looking at the award of that was given, it was obvious to us we were $2.5 million lower than the new contractor coming in. That's a 5-year contract, so that's $500,000 a year more that you would be saving with us. We didn't understand that. How could it be that a college system is happy with our services, we're passing inspections, but they're willing and able to pay $2.5 million more? Losing a contract is difficult for any company, especially a private company and a company like ours. We value our employees as a janitorial company. We even have a 401k, which is extremely rare. We have HR, we have offices here. So we try to reach out to the winner to see if maybe we could subcontract under them. For 3 days, we were unable to contact them. We tried different phone numbers, maybe because they were seeing our company name. So we decided to drive by their offices, found out that their offices are a USPS store with a PO box. There is no offices. So maybe we thought we had the wrong offices that were listed on the board agenda. So we looked on their website. On the website, it lists the same offices, nothing there. Upon looking on their website, we noticed that they proudly display that they service 100 locations with 200 plus employees. That's 2 employees per location. We service this location with 200 employees. I'm not sure how a company with 200 employees and 100 location can then come and service one location with 200. Hiring and having an HR program in Houston is very difficult. We literally have a team of 6 people that handle for that. HR and safety are extremely important in janitorial companies. That's why we are what we are. We have 12,000 square feet office warehouse here in Houston. We also repair all our equipment and all the materials that we purchased for this contract over the years. That's extremely necessary. Otherwise, you're relying on having to send vacuum cleaners or walk behinds to a third party to fix, and you may not get that equipment back for 2 to 3 weeks. And now the place that you're cleaning doesn't have equipment. We also have other labor. Like I said, we have 1,200 employees here. So when we have employees that are missing, we can bring employees here. So for emergencies, such as we had during COVID here or during the storms, that was my concern. I'm not here to say anything bad about the competitor who won the company. It's just my concern that maybe we ought to give another further evaluation to this and not award it so quickly so that we don't go backwards like we had in the past. I want to let you know that we love you. You guys have provided for us. We are who we are today because of Lone Star College. Over the past 10 years, we've used you as a reference. We still do. We love not to lose you, and we love to stay here if possible. And I think that that's probably my greatest message to you. If we are to lose this contract, we would bow out gracefully and maybe be given a chance to work under this other new company. Being that our price is lower anyway, they might be able to make some money off of us and provide a good service to you. Thank you for your time. And this is item number 10 on your agenda.
Thank you for your comments, sir. And to all of our public speakers, the administration will be in touch with you.
We have one final
Okay,
public comment.
thank you, Ms. Barnett. Yes, ma'am.
Online, Anthony Barrios.
Good morning. Good morning, trustees. Thank you very much. Please give me 1 second. I'm just trying to turn my camera on here. Alrighty, good morning. Thank you very much, trustees, for your time. I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak in front of you today. So today I just wanted to share a little bit about an experience that I had this semester at University Park, at Lone Star College University Park. I was fortunate enough to get to participate in the Disney Innovations and Leadership Academy, ran by the Student Life organization, overseen by now Dr. Dominica Brown and Miss Erica Taylor. And I just wanted to share how much value I found in that program. As an aspiring entrepreneurship student at this college, this was one of the opportunities that I found that provided a lot of valuable lessons, from getting to connect with faculty on campus, and exploring the Disney's unique blend of leadership, applying those through immersive learning, and how that applies to a innovative, creative company pushing boundaries like Disney. As an aspiring entrepreneurship student, I found this to be a really valuable opportunity for me, and I just want to express I'm really grateful for the college being so willing to invest in students in this way. I was one of 15 students who was selected to participate in this program this semester, and I understand that it's been something that has been happening for a couple of years, and I would just love to share for just 5 short minutes why I found so much value in it. From getting to explore the Disney keys, which are Disney's value systems that they use to set all of their expectations as a company, starting with safety, getting to see how Imagineers at Disney and connect with Imagineers and see how they problem solve, how they innovate, how they design their parks, from getting real teamwork exercises and also learning more about my own personal leadership style. The session started with a leadership test for me to get to know my cohort, for us to all understand each other better. And not only was it an awesome opportunity to connect with faculty, as I said, but also um, I felt really empowered to connect with my fellow students. One of the other Disney keys that I got to learn this semester was inclusivity and diversity of thought. And this program really exemplified that. I found it so rewarding and energizing getting to connect with so many different, such a diverse background of students, which really, I think, accurately reflected the different students that are at our campus and in our college system. So this experience just connects to me. I found it exceptionally valuable as an entrepreneurship student, getting to learn about a company like Disney. It really helped me understand how companies can build experiences and empower others. I got to ask all of the questions that I wanted to. I got to learn more about potential internship opportunities available through Disney to me in the future. And I really feel now more prepared to lead, create, and to build community here on my campus, University Park and Sci-Fair, where I take classes. Right now I'm at Sci-Fair, so I was not able to be there in person today. Um, by being connected to more faculty on campus and being connected to like-minded students who are also passionate about leadership, I was even encouraged to apply for the Honors College and pursue other opportunities on campus that I did not think were possible for me. And so coming back from that experience this last November, on our capstone trip to the park and to the Disney Imagination campus, I just feel really energized and ready to incorporate what I learned back on campus. And I really hope that this program can continue for future students, and hopefully they can find as much value in it as I did. And I'm just really grateful for the opportunity. And so I wanted to thank you guys for, I wanted to thank the college for being willing to invest in its students. Thank you very much. Happy holidays.
Thank you for your comments, sir. Appreciate it. Ms. Barnett, any other speakers?
That is the end of the public commenters.
Okay, thank you. We'll now move to approval of the minutes. It is now time for approval of the minutes of the November 6th, 2025 regular meeting. Are there any corrections to the minutes? There being no corrections, do I hear a motion to approve the minutes? Have a motion by Trustee Wilson. Do I have a second? Second. Trustee Kane, second. When I call your name, please say aye, nay, or abstain. Trustee Saldivar. Thank you. Trustee Wilson. Thank you. Trustee Broussard is absent. Trustee Stoma.
Aye.
Thank you. Trustee Mesa.
Aye.
Thank you. Trustee Murillo.
Aye.
Thank you. Trustee Vogt.
Abstain.
Abstain. Thank you. Trustee Kane. Aye. I vote aye as well. The motion passes and the minutes are approved. Special reports and announcements. Chancellor Castillo, do you have any special reports or announcements?
I do, Chairman. Thank you. I'm going to start with the event. So on November 17th, we had the 32nd annual foundation drive for scholarships, our golf tournament. Nicole, will you actually come up here, please? And so I'm going to let Nicole tell you about it because she is the expert. I will say we did have nice weather for the first time in like 4 years, but go ahead, Nicole.
That is correct. There was somebody upstairs shining down. Finally, we deserved that good weather that we had. I'm happy to report the foundation golf tournament raised $202,000 this year, a record-breaking year. A lot of great returning golfers supporting student scholarships. Savion Sharp was our student speaker. He is a scholarship recipient at North Harris, and he did not stick to the script, which was fantastic. He did a great presentation. I think he represented us well, and you might be seeing him again soon because he's going places. And he was a great example to all of our golfers about why we put on a golf tournament like that. 217 people spent the entire day with us, and we had the opportunity to visit with them. And a good number of them stayed to hear Savion speak. And so we are grateful for the opportunity to showcase students like Savion and raise that much money to be able to move forward.
Thank you, Nicole. And I wanted to highlight something that I heard. So I don't play golf, at least not publicly. And so what I do is I drive from team to team, and I talk to pretty much all the teams um, on the holes. And I heard a compliment over and over and over again. When you're in certain positions at companies, you can go to one of these things every weekend because they're just so prevalent. And one of the compliments that I heard that I wanted to pass on to the board and Nicole and her staff is that this is the best run charity golf tournament in the circuit for a lot of these golfers. A lot of them said this one runs really efficiently. It's done really well. And I think it's a testament because when you go to a bunch of those things, you can really sort of start to compare. And so again, good job to you, Nicole, and the rest of the foundation staff. And I just wanted to recognize that we did have that event. It was a record-setting year, and thank you. And I'm just really grateful for the foundation as well.
Thank you. And I'll add, I'm the person at the microphone, but there's a lot of really great people on my team that work really hard that make it possible. I just get to be the mouthpiece.
Thank you, Nicole. Moving on to January 13th is the much awaited, much anticipated opening of the Magnolia Center on Escondido Drive in Magnolia, Texas. It's 1280 Escondido Drive. And I'm happy to say that that is going to open up right on time. So for a construction project of that magnitude, I want to commend everyone that was involved in that, because right when I became the chancellor, that was a top priority, was to open up the Magnolia Center, which is actually part of the 2014 GEO bonds. And so that is going to be the last center that we open under the GEO bonds. And then I think the very last building under the GEO bonds is the expansion at Victory, which will follow. And so January 13th, 2026, it's going to be much cooler than the groundbreaking. For those of you that came to the groundbreaking, it was in late June and it was hot. So hopefully it won't be that hot on January 13th. And then we also have one of my favorite events, which is the Chancellor's Donor Appreciation Luncheon on January 27th from 11 to 1 p.m. at System Office, the Woodlands, in Star Ballroom 1 and 2. That's a really cool event, and it's really sort of one of my favorites, probably next to graduation and a couple other events. It's right up there. So I invite the board and any donors to please come to that event, because it really is a really deeply meaningful event. And then I just have one more special introduction, Chairman. Thank you. I want to introduce the new Chief Audit Executive. So her name is Ms. Dina Cashman. She's an accomplished audit and risk management professional with extensive experience in higher ed education and government sectors. She most recently joined us she was the chief audit executive for the North Dakota University System, and she oversaw 11 diverse institutions. She's led financial and compliance audits, facilitated ERM or enterprise risk management processes, conducted system-wide fraud risk assessments. She's also was a former state auditor with the North Dakota State Auditor's Office. She's performed operational audits. She's contributed to annual financial reports supporting the federal single audit. She holds an MBA from the University of North Dakota, a Bachelor's of Science in Accounting from Dickinson State University, and Bachelor and Master's degrees in Linguistics from Belgorod State University. She's a certified public accountant, a certified internal auditor, and a holder of certification in risk management assurance, or CRMA. Ms. Cashman, will you please come up here and share a few words with us? Let's give a round of applause, folks.
Thank you, Chancellor Castillo, Chairman Sullivan, and members of the board. I am honored to join Lone Star College, and I'm deeply grateful for the opportunity to serve this incredible, remarkable organization. As the Chief Audit Executive, my vision is clear: to ensure that audit and consulting services is not just about oversight, but about helping our organizations to drive positive change that supports strategic success. Internal audit should add value, straighten governance, and support colleges to achieve its goals. Our work will be collaborative, forward-looking, and focused on solutions that empower leadership, faculty, and staff to succeed. In today's rapidly changing environment, where Compliance, technology, and students' needs evolve rapidly. Our role is to ensure that Lone Star College remains resilient, agile, and ready for the future. My commitment is to build the culture of transparency and trust. This means working hand in hand with the leadership and departments, listening to concerns, and providing insight to improve our organization. Together, we will build and strengthen accountability, safeguard our resources, and ensure that our systems and process support incredible work happening here at Lone Star College. I've been here almost for 4 weeks, and it's incredible to see the work that you are doing. Thank you for welcoming me, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cashman. Chairman, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cashman, and thank you, Chancellor. All right, that was not a slip, I promise. Chancellor's Cabinet, Lone Star College Online President, Carlos Morales, please proceed to the podium for your presentation.
You hear me well? Okay. Good morning, Chair Sullivan, trustees, Chancellor Castillo, and colleagues. Today, I will provide a brief strategic overview of how instructional technology and innovation strengthen student success academically, operationally, and for workforce readiness. My goal is to demonstrate the value of these tools and outline how Lone Star College system is positioned to lead the system in digital education excellence. Okay, so instructional technology is no longer optional. It is the environment that students expect and also the labor market demands. In Texas, we are getting incentives through HB8 for performance, completion, and also student readiness, which makes modern learning tools essentials. We are also seeing rapid growth in micro-credentials, workforce-aligned programs, and digital learning options. Ultimately, employers want digitally fluent graduates, and our students expect learning and reflect real workplace practices. Instructional technology is a strategic ecosystem, not a collection of individual tools. It supports faculty, improves pedagogy, and enhances student learning. When aligned with academic goals, it elevates quality, drives retention, strengthens academic programs, and supports delivery modes as high-flex or flipped classroom, and positions us for success across the system. Instructional technology as a strategic investment and the evidence shows that technology enhanced learning improves outcomes. That is the impact on learning. For example, research shows that gamification, especially when combined with reading, significantly improves learning gains. This reinforces what we see in the workplace and our own courses. Digital engagement and active learning strategies deepen comprehension, improve persistence, and lead to better academic performance. Some of the instructional technology tools that our faculty use are listed in this particular slide, but certainly these are powerful tools such as the internet, learning management systems, in our case is Desire to Learn, tablets, OER, which are open educational resources, of course, computers, video conferencing, and the latest thing, which is artificial intelligence. These are paired with teaching strategies, including the flipped learning that I mentioned before, simulations, web-based learning modules, workplace software, and digital readiness tools. The combination of the two, the strategies and of course the tools, supports deeper learning, mirrors real workplace tasks, and helps personalize instruction at a scale. The advancements in technology, and in this case, in instructional technology, as you may know, are occurring at a lightning speed. Just look at this headline where ChatGPT is now a student and it has enrolled in a college level course in a college of education in a university. So that reminds us that we are in a different era. Perhaps the Jetsons era is real. The key is aligning the tools to pedagogy, and strategic adoptions ensures that tools such as AI and learning assistants, as well as analytics, dashboards, and academic integrity tools create structure, provides for timely feedback and secure assessments. This drives consistency and quality across our academic offerings. Certainly, technology continues to shape what we do in the classroom. It continues to advance, and our students are exposed to it much earlier than college, for example, in levels K through 6. This particular headline and that QR code is valid, so I invite you to scan it and read more. One activity certainly that is worth mentioning is our STAR bundle and how that strategic investment helps with the cost of education and improves student retention as well as outcomes, as it is an instructional technology tool. Moreover, if we take OER or open educational resources, they only reduce the cost, but also barriers. Virtual reality, such as this particular image, and augmented reality provides immersive workplace simulations, as well as blended learning, supporting flexibility and adaptive learning, helping personalize instruction, and allow students to learn at the pace and the level that works best for them. Certainly, AI continues to be an important tool in what we do. And when we pair that with learning analytics, it shows how our students are engaging, where perhaps they need more assistance or they struggle, and how can we align some of the strategies that the college has in place for that. Predictive models, while not necessarily an instructional technology tool, is a tool that certainly help us model the future intervention and the future activity that we want to do with our students before they fall behind. The literature in these topics is pretty vast. So here are some of those resources that I have used, and I have encouraged others to review as they want to learn more about instructional technology and teaching and learning with technology as well. Some aspects of the effective uses of instructional technology are listed here in terms of strategic adoption, which is this institution has been doing. But once again, I want to emphasize the fact that these tools strengthen completion, accelerates readiness, expands flexible, high-quality options for our students, and aligns and support House Bill 8 efforts. This is both a student and a faculty success strategy, as well as the funding strategy. As we know, we hear data-driven, data-informed strategies and instructional technology, again, help us with that through learning analytics, predictive models, the dashboards, which is very widely used here in this institution. But moreover, it helps us continuously support the improvement and ensuring that academic excellence and the systems expand teaching and learning grounded in instructional technology. And that data help us evaluate what works, refine our courses, and strengthen our overall program quality. Just very quickly, continues to prepare our students for the professional environment, the workplace, and this particular image points to digital badges. Perhaps you have heard that, and how they are taking higher education and the workplace also by storm, because it's much more specific in terms of what students can demonstrate in terms of skills and competencies that they have been gaining. Similar here to badges and micro-credentials, which provides for a personalized and a flexible way to showcase and perhaps advance a career. And this is directly aligned with HB8 and of course supported by instructional technology. With that said, thank you for your time and your leadership. I welcome any questions and how we can continue to scale innovation at Lone Star College System. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Before you leave the podium, we'll see if any trustees have any questions. So start on this side, coming down. This side. Okay, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate the information. Keep up
Thank
the
you.
great work.
Thank you.
Professor Colby, please proceed to the podium.
Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to join you again. Before my time starts, I want to make sure that I recognize a couple of things. Today is National Sock Day. Last time I visited you on National Oreo Cookie Day. I'm wearing my Grinch socks in celebration today, and I know that the Chancellor joins me in acknowledging the importance of a great pair of socks. I also want to wish the board and all of our colleagues a happy holiday and a happy and prosperous new year ahead. Today, I share a story that lives at the heart of Lone Star College by highlighting alumni who didn't just study here, they returned home to teach here. They are now teaching the next generation of Lone Star students. They're the legacy of LSC, students becoming faculty, faculty creating futures, and we will also get to see some photos of them during their time at LSC. I begin with this quote from Henry Adams, that a teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence stops. And at Lone Star College, that influence doesn't stop. It grows, student by student, faculty member by faculty member, and generation by generation. I also want to note that I selected this topic before the strategic plan was released, but as these stories came together, the alignment is unmistakable. We begin at North Harris, where two alumni discovered purpose, left to grow, and returned to give back. Professor Brittany Mathis's connection to Lone Star College, and we're on slide 4, y'all. Professor Brittany Mathis's connection to Lone Star College began as a dual credit student at LSC Tomball. She later studied at North Harris, transferred to the University of Houston, and completed a communication and media production degree. But she wanted work that felt meaningful, so she returned to LSC North Harris and tried the EMT basic program and met her passion. Ultimately, Brittany completed the full paramedic certification, and after 8 years in the field, was hired by LSC to become an assistant professor and clinical coordinator at LSC North Harris, working alongside the same faculty who taught her to save lives. Now she trains future EMT professionals with the empathy and clarity of someone who has walked both sides of the classroom. Dr. Erica Herrera started as a non-traditional student, balancing work, family, and school. She says her turning point happened when she saw all the faculty lined up at her graduation ceremony that created an inspiration to continue her own college journey. It was also the day she realized that most of the professors didn't look like her, and she set a goal to change that. LSC North Harris helped her believe she belonged in higher education, a belief she carried all the way to her doctorate, becoming one of the 1% of Hispanic women in the U.S. with a PhD. When joining the faculty after completing her master's in 2007, she became the only Hispanic female teaching federal and Texas government in all of LSC. She now serves as an inspiration for students who look like her and leads civic engagement efforts to ensure students find their voice. At LSC Kingwood, alumni return to help students discover identity, purpose, and voice. Dr. Matthew Newton found his academic voice as a student at Kingwood, though he wasn't sure at the time what his plan actually was. He started with LSC as a dual credit student and remembers fondly the environment of sharing classes with good professors who engaged him in learning, and also leaving campus when he should have been in class just to hang out at CC's. Faculty helped him see himself as a thinker and writer, and today he guides students through the same process. Matthew highlighted the joy and surreal experience of calling some of his favorite former professors colleagues. He shared one of his favorite out-of-class memories was sitting with friends in the APA building computer lab, successfully petitioning a new platform called Facebook to accept his my.nhmccd.edu email address as an academic email so he could join the burgeoning platform. Twyla Coy has been an exemplary educator for around 3 decades, winning nearly every award you can in K-12 and LSC for her incredible work. Her first experience with LSC was as an embedded dual credit student at New Caney High School. She credits Ike Williams, a Rotary Club member who worked in the LSC Kingwood business office, for giving her her first student job that led to breaking a cycle of poverty in her family. Twyla also says she laughs with her colleague, Professor Cindy Baker, from whom she once took a World Lit class, because Professor Baker told her that she might never want to take another class with her then boyfriend, who is now her husband of 20 years. At LSC Tomball, we see stories defined by resilience, reinvention, and service. Professor Laura Dupree was the student and now faculty member who doesn't just do the thing, she does all the things. Laura started as a student at LSC North Harris, and while there, she joined Phi Theta Kappa, an honors organization she leads today at LSC Tomball, co-founded what would become SGA, served as editor-in-chief of the North Star newspaper, co-founded the Honor Student Organization, and credits Drs. Sandy Shugart and David Sam, PTK, and Linda Dodgen as her instrumental in her journey. She did all of this after returning to college as a non-traditional student, having originally dropped out to marry her husband and have her children. She shares in her PTK recruitment pitch that between PTK and her scholarships, she completed her bachelor's degree with a hearty investment of $9 from her own pocket. For her, LSC is also a family affair. Her children, their spouses, and her husband, who eventually became an LSC HVAC faculty member, were all LSC alumni. Professor Mary Jones, who leads the nursing program at Tomball, began her experience as a nursing student at NHMCCD in 1997. By 2000, she advanced so far in her education, she came back and joined as an adjunct at LSC Tomball, then opened the vocational nursing program at Sci-Fair, and finished her BSN and MSN before returning home to Tomball in 2016. Her legacy lives on with every nurse she's trained who bring healing to the lives of those they serve. At Montgomery, it's home to alumni who discovered their futures here and rose to lead. Dr. Michelle Hopper graduated from LSC North Harris in June 1996 and ended up at Montgomery campus to work on her bachelor's degree through what at the time was a distance learning course with Prairie View A&M to help nurses finish their BSN. After 17 years changing lives, Dr. Hopper came home to LSC Montgomery to join the faculty in 2014 and today serves as the dean of the Life Division. Dr. Connie Nollers started the ADN program at LSC Montgomery after graduating in 2007, going on to start a nursing career specializing in emergency medicine. While still working, Connie advanced her education, eventually earning a doctorate in nursing practice, and she currently serves as faculty in the RN BSN program at LSC Montgomery. Sorry, I'm gonna hit a button there. Dr. Ashley Majon was unsure of her place in college as a non-traditional student who came from Pennsylvania and was using her husband's GI Bill to finish her education. She said to stay on track financially, she took summer classes at LSC Montgomery, first with Gary Brown and then with Dr. Livingston. She said these spaces reminded her of what she valued in education: small classes, accessible professors, and a sense of community. But her real turning point came for her after graduating from A&M, when she took a math tutoring job at LSC Tomball, and Professor V.C. Patel and Dean Mindy Coleman suggested she try teaching a math class and gave her her first class. It led her to finishing a PhD in educational psychology with a focus on how students learn math. Professor Gloria Kessler was one of Montgomery's first students in 1995, and she joined as a student because she couldn't move forward in human services without a degree. She remembers being told growing up, poor people don't go to college, and she believed them. She credits a remarkable man named Dr. Earl Campa with changing her path. He approached her with kindness, listening to her story, and guided her every step of the way through financial aid. Professor Marisol Hall, now a faculty senate president or faculty representative, as we have to call them now, was a student at LSC Kingwood in 95 and 96 after transferring from University of Iowa. She credits many of her classes there with inspiring her love of science, but particularly Betsy Morgan and Professor Wolf, and in the classrooms of Dr. Leach, who regaled students with both chemistry knowledge and music trivia as Led Zeppelin and Rush, proving that LSC professors provide critical life knowledge beyond just the learning objectives. At UP, Paula Califf began a single certificate at North Harris, which ended with 4 degrees, and proving that every degree she earned along the way is a reminder of what persistence makes possible. I asked the board to give me a little flexibility because these last two. Some educators don't just teach, they shape lives. The International Society of Genetic Genealogy says that a generation generally averages 25 years. With more than 30 years, Professor Kevin Sumrall has influenced a generation of students across the system, including Professor Gloria Kessler and myself. His family story is woven into the college. His wife, son, and daughter studied here. Having been a student at Lone Star along with my wife, my son, and my daughter, it's more than a link with my students, it's a bond. He even created an endowed scholarship for Montgomery students, saying long after I'm gone, students will continue to receive a helping hand from someone who was once a student just as they are. For me, Lone Star College has been part of my life for 26 years since I enrolled in the spring of 1999. At LSC Montgomery, I also earned my teaching certification that launched nearly a decade in K-12, a master's degree, and eventually joining the Tomball faculty in 2016. In the last decade, I've proudly led numerous initiatives, but the story behind the people in LSC who inspired my views on what it means to educate the opportunities we provide students is the real story. Gary Brown and Michael Hickey, Kevin Sumrall, David Wickham, and Mark Witten, who taught me critical thinking and the importance of questioning authority, for which I'm sure my supervisors want to thank him. The best way to predict your future, according to Peter Drucker, is to create it. The true legacy of Lone Star is the people it shapes, who shape the next generation. And that legacy is not abstract. It's alive, measurable, and it's sitting in our classrooms. According to our HR department, nearly 850 of our employees are LSC alumni. And I want to ask anyone in this room who's an LSC alumni to please raise your hand. Thank you for creating a lifetime of opportunity for us. We appreciate your support and look forward to many more years of prosperity.
Before you leave, will you make sure, if you haven't already, that you share this with the people that you highlighted?
Yes, sir.
Send it out either to the campus presidents or directly
Absolutely.
to them, because it's important for them to know that we appreciate what they do. So
Absolutely.
thank you very much. Great
Thank you, Chris.
presentation. Trustees will now move to the board members' comment section. I'll start to my right to see if trustees have any special reports or announcements. And before I do that, let me go, Trustee Mesa, if you could go ahead and queue up. If you have anything, we'll take you first since you're remote.
Sure. Thank you, Chair. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Yes, I have just a quick announcement. I had the pleasure of attending our Thanksgiving turkey meal giveaway just a few weeks ago, and we had former Trustee Ernestine Pierce join us, and she actually helped me plan the event. And her and I partnered together with the campus there at North Harris with Dr. Mendoza Stark and Dr. Lambert, who really helped us make sure that this was a great event and benefited a lot of people from the community, as well as their team. Just a lot of different employees, many individuals from the Vice Chancellor's cabinet, along with their families. The Chancellor came out with his family. And I mean, it was really just a lot of fun, a great community outing. I got to see some people that I knew from my full-time job with Aldine ISD come through and pick up some much needed meals. And the Chancellor even graciously doubled the food that we were providing to the community there in my area of North Harris. And so we're able to serve around 300 families with turkeys and everything that goes along with the Thanksgiving meal. So that's what I wanted to comment upon. And thank you, Chancellor, and everybody at North Harris for your wonderful work.
Thank you, Trustee Mason. Trustee Stoma, any report?
Yes, I have a report. November the 19th, I was invited by Dr. Mark Thornsby in the philosophy department at Lone Star College Sci-Fair to attend a discussion on academic freedom. It was a panel discussion. There were 4 LSC professors as a panel. It looked to me about 40 or so participants, both faculty and students. I found this a very good discussion. I found it enlightening in some ways. And this is my report. Academic freedom exists to promote the free exchange of ideas, critical inquiry, and intelligent growth. So instructors must be able to present controversial or unpopular viewpoints, challenge prevailing assumptions, and engage students in rigorous debate. Without this freedom, education risks becoming ideological, constrained, or reduced to rote instruction rather than meaningful scholarship. For students, classroom academic freedom ensures exposure to multiple perspectives, the development of analytical reasoning, and the ability to question authority using evidence and logic. These skills are essential for civic participation, innovation, and lifelong learning. Faculty academic freedom typically includes the right to select appropriate teaching methods and materials, present scholarly viewpoints relevant to the subject matter, engage students in debate and critical discussion, conduct research, present findings without institutional suppression. It's not, academic freedom is not teaching material unrelated to the subject matter, the course subject matter, harassment, discrimination, or indoctrination, speeches that violate professional ethics or instructional policies, grading based on ideological means rather than academic performance. With academic freedom becomes professional responsibility. Educators are expected to maintain scholarly, accurate integrity, distinguish clearly between evidence-based analysis and personal opinion, encourage respectful discourse among students, protect students from retaliation based on viewpoints, uphold laws related to the civil rights, accessibility, and student safety. And there are laws, and we have our own policy. LC has its own policy on academic freedom. Everybody needs, all instructors, administrators need to be aware of. Academic freedom is grounded not in personal expression alone, but academic expertise, peer standards, and educational purpose. Students also possess academic freedom, including the right to express different viewpoints in assignments and discussions, challenge ideas without fear of academic punishment, receive fair and objective evaluation. Classroom academic freedom is strongest when both faculty and students can participate openly without fear of censorship, intimidation, or political pressure. Chancellor, I have to say that some of the participants in this expressed the experience of fear in the classroom, that they had a fear of expression. So this comes from both the faculty and the student perspectives and the participants here. So I challenge you to explore that with your folks, and also challenge the faculty and faculty representative organizations like the Faculty Senate and the AFT to review and have discussions, and maybe even periodic revisions of the LSC policies on academic freedom in order to keep current, in order to keep really people engaged and mindful of the law on academic freedom. In conclusion, classroom academic freedom is essential to the mission of education. It protects the pursuit of truth, supports intellectual diversity, and ensures that teaching remains rooted in inquiry rather than ideology. While not absolute, academic freedom, when paired with professional responsibility, enables educators and students alike to explore complex ideas, challenge assumptions, and contribute meaningfully to a democratic society. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Vogt, any comments or reports, sir?
Really, except I'd like a copy of that.
Thank you.
And,
It's mine.
okay. I would also like a copy of, of the product of the, no, our speaker over here. Of your program. I'd like to see that. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Vogt. Trustee Wilson?
Yes. Thank you. I attended the Chancellor's and Dr. Wright's word on the street at Houston North. It was really, really good, very interesting. It was my first time attending one, so I really enjoyed myself. I also attended the Thanksgiving Turkey Drive at North Harris with Trustee Mesa and Dr. Lambert and his team, and they did an awesome job. And I'm just gonna tell you, like I tell everybody when I go to their community events, just get ready because it's probably gonna be bigger and it's gonna be more, you know what I'm saying, people, because people they appreciate it. So just keep up the good work. I attended the Montgomery campus tree lighting as well with Trustee Broussard and Dr. Reed Hart. They did a phenomenal job. It was cold, but it wasn't raining, so which was even better. But it was a lot of people there, and I just again just get ready for bigger and better because people appreciate that, right? And then I attended the UNCF A Mind Is, and it was really, really nice. It was a nice gala. Just all about education, you know what I'm saying? And it was really nice. They raised a lot of money. So it was a nice event. And then last but not least, I attended LSC UP's National Society of Leadership and Success induction ceremony induction, where I also was a participant and was inducted that night as well. So Dr. Dempsey and his team did a great job. It was full, like it was a lot of people that was inducted, their families and stuff like that. So LSC is really doing some things, and we just on the cutting edge, and nobody can beat us.
Thank you, Trustee Wilson. Trustee Murillo, any comments?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk, mention an event I attended November 21st at the Entergy Texas headquarters that Lone Star College sponsored. And it was the 2025 Get Awards of Excellence, and it's a signature fundraising charity event. And what I like about this particular initiative or effort is that this organization helps individuals, provides assistance for upskilling, training, resume help. They provide support for individuals that kind of lost their jobs in the energy industry. And of course, in this region, we occasionally hear about those kind of cases. And this organization has been doing a great job of providing that type of support. In the event, which was Master of Ceremonies, was Jacob Rascone from Channel 11, KHOV 11. And it was hosted by Entergy Chairman and CEO, Mr. Villamontes. And I was inspired by the level of support there is from individuals who want to volunteer. Had a lot of volunteers, people who've been in that situation before, and they want to lend a helping hand to individuals simply seeking a way to get back. And maybe one of the best ways they do it is by helping and ensure that their resumes and their presentations are broad enough to encompass other regions, other industries. So I just want to make sure I mention that the person who's the chairman of this organization is Sonia Clayton, who's the chairman of the Global Energy Transition organization. So just a quick, that's my shout out to that group. Thanks.
Thank you, Trustee Murillo. Trustee Kane.
Thank you. This is, of course, a busy time of the year, lots of events taking place, and I appreciated the opportunity to attend a number of events. the courtroom ribbon cutting in the EMI building. That's a real positive asset to that program. That was interesting to be there. I've mentioned before that I attend classes in the Academy for Lifelong Learning. And here at University Park, prior to Thanksgiving, Melissa Pearson and Keith Coleman hosted a luncheon for those of us that are in that program. And it was just a great event to be a part of, and certainly wish Ms. Pearson and Mr. Coleman the very best as they pursue ventures. Thoroughly enjoyed playing in the annual foundation golf tournament. Ms. Robinson spoke to you this evening about that, and that's just a lot of fun. A lot of golfers, great day, and always good to raise the kind of dollars that are plowed back into assisting students here at Lone Star. Tuesday evening of this week was an opportunity to have the Winter Fest at Montgomery. Dr. Reed Hart, was a pleasure to be there. I know that you and Trustee Broussard were the hosts of that evening, and Trustee Wilson was there as well. That was a lot of fun. It was great for everybody, whether you were 2 years old or 92 years old. It was wonderful to see everybody there. Yesterday at Montgomery, I had the pleasure of observing a Psychology 2301 class. This was a class, actually 2 classes back to back, where the students were giving their end of semester verbal projects. So I probably learned more about schizophrenia and personality disorders than I really wanted to know, but it was a great morning. And then tonight, I'm looking forward to going to the Christmas performance right here at University Park at the theater.
Thank you, Trustee Kane. Trustee Saldivar. Okay, thank you, Trustee Saldivar. A couple of quick comments from me. I have started giving a report on the foundation. It's been covered today, mainly with the golf tournament, but we do want to be sure to thank Jennifer Kilgore and TJ Tiarina with First Community Credit Union, who both chaired the event and served as the presenting sponsor. They helped make it the success that it was. Foundation also, with respect to Giving Tuesday, was Tuesday of this week. And in the spirit of the season, LSC Foundation is focusing their end of year campaign on donations for meal plan vouchers for students and the LSC care centers. And lastly, on the foundation's also featured in the Houston Business Journal's Giving Guide that was recently published. And I'd like to thank Sharp Business Services for hosting me at the Lone Star Foundation Golf Tournament. And my last announcement has to do with Trustee Wilson. We're going to recognize her. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I proudly applaud Trustee Aisha Wilson on her appointment to the 2026 Governance and Bylaws Committee with the Association of Community College Trustees. Trustee Wilson leads with heart, vision, and an unwavering belief in the potential of every student and employee. Her dedication to uplifting others and creating opportunities across our communities has left a meaningful mark on our institution. We know she will represent Lone Star College System with pride and distinction at the national level. So congratulations and thank you. That concludes our trustee board reports. I'll now do committee report.
Chair, if I may interrupt at the back.
Yes, sir. I had to look around. I'm sorry. There's a voice from above.
A reminder of the trustee training statement.
Okay, thank you. Have that right here, Mr. Crawl. Appreciate the reminder. Board policy requires that the minutes of the last board meeting of a calendar year reflect if all trustees have completed required training. Ms. Barnett, can you confirm that all trustees have completed their required training?
Yes, Chair Sullivan, I can confirm that all trustees have completed their training required by board policy.
Good. Thank you, Ms. Barnett. And trustees, thank you for completing that for us. We'll now move to board committee reports. I'll call on the respective committee chair to see if they have anything to report. Policy Review Committee, Chair Saldivar.
Yes, Chairman. One moment, please. So the Policy Review Committee continues its work on both board proposed policies and policy changes that arose from the 89th legislature. There are no proposed policy changes in today's agenda.
Good. Thank you. Chancellor's goals and committees, Trustee Murillo.
The only report that I have, Mr. Chairman, is that our committee will be meeting before our board retreat next year. So the committee will meet before then.
Good. Thank you, Trustee Murillo. Grievance Committee, Trustee Wilson. Okay, thank you, Trustee Wilson. Committee on Committees, Trustee Kane.
Our committee did meet to look at the various issues arising from appraisal districts. And one of the items on the agenda tonight reflects that.
Good. Thank you, Trustee Kane. Community engagement, remote participant, Trustee Mesa.
No updates at this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Trustee Mesa. Technology will skip. Appraisal district matters, Trustee Kane. I think you just mentioned it, but I'll give you another opportunity. Any other comment?
No further comment
Okay,
at this time.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And I want to compliment and appreciate the work of the committee chairs. We're doing a lot of really good work through our committees now. There's a lot of engagement, participation, and that was one of my goals coming in as board chair, was to increase the participation of our trustees on committees. I think it really matters. We'll now move to consideration of the consent agenda. Are there any items to be pulled for discussion in separate consideration? I'll look to my right first. Trustee Stoma, Trustee Vogt, Trustee Wilson. Yes, ma'am. Trustee Wilson. Okay, let me write that down. Excuse me, 10, Wilson. 17, Wilson. And 18, Wilson. Okay, thank you, Trustee Wilson. Trustee Murillo, any items to pull? Pardon?
Number 10.
Number 10. Okay, that's pulled by Trustee Wilson already. We're good, Trustee Kane?
No.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Trustee Saldivar. Number 10, yes, ma'am. Thank you. And I have nothing to pull. So the following items have been removed from the consent agenda, items 10, 17, and 18. So may I have a motion to approve items 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. May I have a motion for those items? Motion by Trustee Wilson. May I have a second? Second by Trustee Saldivar. No discussion, so I'll do a roll call vote on, please say aye, nay, or abstain. Trustee Saldivar.
Aye.
Thank you. Trustee Wilson.
Aye.
Thank you. Trustee Broussard is absent. Trustee Stoma.
Aye.
Thank you. Trustee Mesa.
Aye.
Thank you. Trustee Murillo.
Aye.
Thank you. Trustee Vogt. Aye. Thank you. Trustee Kane.
Aye.
Thank you. Aye. Mike Sullivan, vote aye as well. The item passes. So may I have a motion to, let's see. I now call each individual item, trustee. Okay. Okay, first up, may I have a motion for item 10 so we can discuss it, please? Item 10, Trustee Wilson, may I have a second? Trustee Saldivar, thank you. Discussion, who wants to speak on the item?
Okay.
Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Our city speaker.
Trustee Murillo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just have a general kind of questions. I know there's a lot of work that goes into this process, so I commend everyone involved. You know, I've seen a lot of improvements in terms of how we evaluate this, so that I want to start off with that. But I guess I have a couple of questions in terms of Dr. Johnson, or who can I address my questions too? About the process?
She come.
Oh, there she is.
I think you should ask.
Okay, Trustee Murillo, if you'd ask your question first, then.
Oh, okay,
she'll
okay.
answer. Yes, sir.
Well, my question is just, I guess I want to know the, whether there's a prevailing wage standard when it comes to these type of contracts for employees, for staff.
Go ahead. Sorry, I asked the chairman, I have more experience sitting on those sides,
Okay,
answering questions than up here. So we want to wait for the question because depending on the question
Okay.
is the officer that needs to come up here and answer. Right?
I
So
agree.
Dr. Johnson, can you answer that question?
Yes, sir. So I would have to look at this specifically because there's variances with different types of agreements, but I can definitely follow up.
Okay, and then just the other one, in terms of the evaluation tabulation, whether, can you elaborate or describe, what the price and cost of service entail? Just in
Okay.
general.
I would defer that to
Yep,
the,
that's a Dr. VN question. Come on, Dr. VN.
That's really my only two questions, I think. Thank you.
Sorry about that, sir. I understood your question to be regarding the points given for pricing.
Yeah, that's correct. And it's called the price/cost of service.
Yeah, so typically when we submit any RFP, the committee or the bid sheet, when it comes in, allows us to dictate which number of points in the 100 points will be given to which level of service. So every RFP can be different. They're not standardized. We allow the committee or the submitting sponsor of that to dictate. So sometimes service level is higher, price is higher. So depending on the RFP, that dictates how many points go to that specific RFP, if that makes sense. And then when this particular RFP was a two-step process, so it was weighted based off initial submission and then secondarily off of the interview from the respondee.
So it represents sort of other measures or?
So when you're looking at the pricing, it could be reflective of the initial response as well as the interview responses. So, but when you look at your bid sheet, it should give you the actual RFP listings. I'm not sure if you have that in your packet, but I'm happy to share that as well.
Yeah, please.
You don't
If
have it?
you don't mind, you can do it. I can get it later. That's okay with you. And I just noticed that essentially is the main difference on the contracts. That's why I want to know how that differs from all the others. But
Yes, so each one can differ based on points. This particular RFP, if I'm looking at it correctly, gave 40 points to the purchase price, which was the leading indicator of that RFP. And then when looking at the responses, each responsorial was categorized and they were ranked based off of their total pricing.
okay. The purchase, is this part of a purchasing cooperative of America, PCA? Or is that we do it in that, is this considered one of those? No?
According to my notes, one of the responders was, yes.
Oh, so it's not this one. No, okay.
Yeah, can we make sure we heard the question?
Yes,
Because
sir.
this is being recorded
Yes, sir.
and this may end up in court. So let's make sure that we understand. So, sir, what was the question?
Well, I guess my question is whether this is considered a part of the Purchasing Cooperative of America, PCA?
This being the
Yes.
process or one of the vendors?
The vendor itself.
Okay.
Any of the vendors.
Are there any of the vendors part of the co-op?
I don't have all of that information reflected in the notes. I can request additional information now or have our AVC of Supply Management come up potentially to see if we have that indication. I do have some notes in here, but it may not be reflective of all the vendors. But this was an RFP process where they submitted individual items. But in reference to your question, I could not say at this time if all vendors were.
Okay.
Sure, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
A
Sure.
point of clarification, because I don't have the documents in front of me as you have. So I understand the Lone Star procurement process was executed here Vendor RFPs went out, vendor responses came in. You scored them based on a published scoring criteria. You ranked those based on the score, and then you made the decisions. Is that correct? Is that generally correct?
That is correct. Independent committee made those decisions. Yes, sir.
So if I understood the gentleman talked under the public comment, I mean, there was a difference in pricing and the decision. I heard $2 million. Did I hear correct? What was the difference in the winning price versus other prices?
Is that information that I can disclose?
Now we have a legal question.
Because
Ms.
again,
Molina.
there was the public comments comment. That information may not be reflective of what I have in my record. So again, I can't respond to necessarily the comment that was made, only the information that I have. So I don't know if that is information.
Well, I guess what I'm trying to determine is how much of a weight that was in your decision. And if so, if indeed what the gentleman said was true, there's a $2 million difference, that would make me question, extremely question the difference, because, that's not a small sum. And I'm just bringing up the issues here.
Understand.
Dr. Vian, before you answer, we've got a little procedure we need to go through here first. There's a question that the general counsel needs to answer, I believe, and I think board counsel may want to discuss as well. I apologize, sir. I'm not cutting you off. I just want to make sure we do this properly.
Well, I'm just trying to get clarity
Well,
here.
the chair recognizes general counsel.
You can answer anything regarding whether something was weighted or not. And also if there's information in the bid sheet, like the actual bid sheet, you can disclose that information. But anything like the actual submission that's a little bit more nuanced.
Okay, thank you for clarification, General Counsel. So to the point, the information that was referenced is different than what I'm showing here based on that information.
Let me ask you another question. If indeed we tabled item 10 and not made a decision, is that going to have a significant impact on operations?
That I would refer to Dr. Johnson's operations.
Dr. Johnson? Say we waited till February.
Yes, sir. So this service of custodial is for every location on campus that's not under another custodial contract. So we would have a significant impact.
When does the current contract end?
I can let me verify that and I can get back with you.
Well, I mean, we're going to vote on it now.
Yes, sir.
I
don't have.
My point is this. I would like to see the bid sheets. I would like to go through it to make sure that, just to check in my mind that, how should I say, we followed the process. I'd also like to know if there is a large difference in the winning bid price of $2 million. I want to know why. Because that's a significant amount. I mean, for one company to be able to provide a service, the same like services for $2 million less than the incumbent, let's say, that causes me concern. Because I've been in the business a long time, ladies. I've been writing RFPs, responding to them, judging them. And when I see something like that, it's a concern. That's all I'm saying here. I'd like to understand it before I bid on it, before I vote on it personally. I'm asking you, I mean, if we don't approve this today, we say we table it to the February meeting for reconsideration, does that disrupt your operations?
I need to get that expiration date.
Well,
you can get that.
We don't know then.
Okay.
But that's now a risk, a concern with this. So I spoke my piece. I made my point here. I would like to see the bid sheets personally. I would like to, I may want to reach out, Chancellor, I may want to reach out for explanations. Once those are, I've reviewed those. So.
Trustee Soma, if I can make a recommendation, please, if you don't mind, why don't we let her try to get the answer for you, her being Dr. Johnson, and then I'll call on the other trustees to speak.
Yeah, but she doesn't have it, so.
Well, there may be a resource in the room that does have the answer. We'd like to give her a chance to get it. So Chair recognizes Trustee Wilson.
The reason why I pulled it was because the only difference I saw was because of cost, right? And I get that we could save money on with cost and all that, but my thing is the quality of service, right? And also which campus would this particular RFP affect, or would it be campus system wide? You know what I'm saying? Like which campuses is also?
So it's not totally 100% system-wide. We have some of our locations that's managed by our property management company. Some of our campuses have in-house, so it's a mixed model, but it is a significant portion of our properties. Yes.
Thank you, Trustee Wilson. Any questions down this side? Let me start at the end, if you don't mind, Dr. Kane, Trustee Maria.
Yeah, just to follow up, in general, my question is kind of a broader question and I think I feel better getting that information. Nothing against the company or, I mean, I understand it's a highly reputable company and all that. So, and I want to be able to trust the process. But I think, and I just want to give my personal reason why I'm bringing up those points. So, go ahead.
Thank you, Trustee Maria. Chair recognizes Trustee Kane.
Thank you. I know that when you look at this kind of an item, it's a very confidential process. It's a very intense process. You have a lot of people involved, and I know that you take the appropriate amount of time in order to analyze all of these items, and that when they are scored very carefully. Now, we've heard some different numbers tonight, but at the same time, I trust the process. And so is there any light that you can shed, Dr. Johnson, on how that process worked and what some of the comments were?
Yes, so we went through the RFP process, so that would be Dr. V, and I was not part of the committee, but as Trustee Stoma shared, we did go through our RFP process to make these decisions. And I do have the date, the expiration.
Dr.
date.
Johnson, what is that date?
It's April of 26.
April of 26?
Yes, sir. So
All right, stop right there. I'm going to recommend to the board that we go ahead and table this until February. I am ultimately responsible for everything that happens at this institution, and I'm not comfortable with the quality of the responses that we have presented to the board today. So I will recommend to the board that we postpone this until February. I will personally take a look at all of this, and we will have better answers for you in February.
Okay, thank you. Board Counsel, if you could tell me if there are any procedures I need to follow here.
Since we do have a motion and a second, whoever, Ms. Wilson Trustee Wilson, you made the motion, I believe. You could withdraw your motion. And then we don't have a motion, and then we can administratively table the matter till February.
Okay, I'll withdraw.
Okay, thank you. And would you turn your mic on, please, for that? Thank you.
I withdraw the motion for item 10.
Thank you, Trustee Wilson. Is that sufficient, sir?
And I understand the Chancellor is administratively withdrawing the matter.
Yes, we will administratively withdraw it from the agenda with the idea of bringing it back in February when and if my concerns are addressed.
Okay, thank you, Chair, and thank you, trustees. We'll now move to the next item that had been pulled, which is item 17. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Trustee Wilson. May I have a second?
Second.
I have a Trustee Maria. And let's see, the person who pulled the item, if they could acknowledge themselves and ask their questions, please.
I don't have any questions. This is the one we discussed last meeting, right? I just wanted a roll call, separate vote on it.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments on item 17? Okay, seeing none, I'm sorry, Trustee Mesa. Yes, sir.
No problem. I wanted to offer a modification. So this is not the same as the last meeting, right? This is not Montgomery County Appraisal District. This one, if I'm correct, 17, I believe, is Harris County Appraisal District. And then 18 is San Jacinto County Appraisal District. So just wanted to say that these are different appraisal districts that we're voting on this time.
Yes, sir. 17 is Harris County.
I just meant the same process as what we had last month. I understand it's not the same group, both of them. That's why I pulled them both. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, Trustee Wilson. Trustee Mesa, does that satisfy your concern?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to proceed with a roll call vote on 17. Then we have a motion and a second. We've had discussions ended. Trustee Saldivar? Thank you. Trustee Wilson? Abstain. Trustee Broussard is absent. Trustee Stoma?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Trustee Stoma. Trustee Mesa?
Aye.
Thank you, Trustee Mesa. Trustee Murillo?
Aye.
Thank you, Trustee Murillo. Trustee Vogt?
Aye.
Thank you, Trustee Vogt. Trustee Kane?
Aye.
Thank you, Trustee Kane. I vote aye as well. The item passes. Next item on the agenda that's been pulled is agenda item number 18. May I have a motion? Motion by Trustee Wilson. May I have a second? Second by Trustee Saldivar. And any discussion on 18? Yes, ma'am. Any discussion on 18 this way? Okay, good. Any discussion? Trustee Mason, any questions on 18?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll do a roll call vote then. Trustee Saldivar? Thank you. Trustee Wilson? Abstain. Thank you. Trustee Broussard's absent. Trustee Stoma?
Aye.
Thank you. Trustee Mesa?
Aye.
Thank you. Trustee Murillo? Thank you. Trustee Vogt?
Aye.
Thank you. Trustee Kane?
Aye.
Thank you. And Sullivan votes aye. The item passes. We'll now call Dr. Vian back up to the podium to give us a financial report.
Thank you, Chair, Trustees, Chancellor. I'm happy to share with you the financial report. These financial statements that you're seeing in your packet and in front of you are reflective through October 31st of 2025. So as we're looking at that, just keep that in mind in the fiscal year. To date, or as through October 31st, we have received, we have received 132.2 million in total revenue received through October. This does reflect the first of the 26 3-pay in state funding. I know I alluded to that last month. As a reminder to the board, our first payment from the state in the 3-pay was $54.5 million. And this does reflect or account for 50% of our state appropriations funding for fiscal year 26. When we're looking at additional tuition and fees, you can see approximately 71 million of the total revenue was also received for tuition and fees for the month. Looking at expenditures, of course, tracking accordingly, $50 million in expenditures for salaries through the month of October, a total of 76.1 million in total expenditures. We did have an increase over previous year FY25 in service category for expenditures that was different than 25. And so again, software maintenance increased, and that just that is typically our annual renewals for software subscriptions, campus solutions, those sort of products. So that would be reflected and it'll change from last year. Taking a look at that as a percentage of budget, again, 132 million in actual revenues collected is 24.1% of budgeted revenues. And it is a little bit lower than last year just based on percentage of budget, even though we've received an equal amount of revenue this time last year. Looking at expenditures, again, the $76 million in actual expenditures does account for 14.4% of budgeted expenditures through October 31st. Taking a look at the financial statement, there is really no significant variance this time to report. I do want to point out again, there is an increase in the budgeted interest earnings year over year. I know that question was asked previously and wanted to make sure that it was reflected again. That is just a change in going from a budget of 5 million in interest investments to 15 million. That is just being done differently than we have in previous fiscal years. And that is again just why it explains the budget increase year over year. When we're looking at financial statements ending, again, no significant variances to report at this time. When you're looking in your full packet, there is additional documentation there for you to review. I will also like to put out, this is typically when we also include the FY25 annual report for grant development and compliance. It is just a general summary of the previous year's grants and activities that we typically provide for the board. So that is in your packet for your review. And then taking a look at the reserves now that the financial books are closed, reserves for the FY26 budget are holding at 212 million. As a percentage, that is 4.6 months of reserves. And as requested, we have a note here that the board restricted reserves that are not included in the above figure is 101 million. So I know that was a request of the board last time, and we did delineate that and show that differently. So happy to answer any other questions that the chair or the board may have.
Okay, thank you. Let me poll the trustees. Anything to the right? Anyone? No? To the left? Thank you. And if you would, I think you sent us a board budget book since the last board meeting. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you could just for the record say what that was.
Yes, so typically we have to wait till the official tax rate is submitted and all of that information can be submitted to the state. So the board book that you received is the final copy with that information in it. That is the only difference than the board book that you received in August that we finalized. So
Okay, and just to be clear, that was sent to everyone's home. All trustees received a copy, not just me.
yes, that is my understanding.
All right. Thank you very much,
Yes,
Dr.
sir.
Ben. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Board of Trustees, in accordance with Texas Open Meetings Act, will move into closed session under one or more of the following provisions. Section 551.071, Section 551.072, Section 551.074, Section 551.076, and Section 551.0761. We now move to closed session at 12:11 p.m. Thank you. I reconvene this board meeting at 1:09 p.m. Next item on the agenda, any suggested future agenda items? Looking to my right, looking to my left, no agenda items. With no further business to discuss, this board meeting is now adjourned at 1:09 p.m.